At the Coolidge National Medal of Honor Heritage Center, our mission is not just to tell the stories of the Medal of Honor recipients, but to inform both the local community and future generations of their service. Chattanooga is recognized as the birthplace of the Medal of Honor. As a city that honors our veterans, we proudly stand at the forefront of working to ensure that character plays an important role in our everyday lives and in making our community, our state, and our country a better place. Like Chattanooga, the Heritage Center is a special place. It's where we honor the past in a way that inspires the future. It's here that students can learn about ordinary people who did extraordinary things. What better role model for our youth than a Medal of Honor recipient? What better way to inspire and stimulate our youth to become better citizens, to appreciate the privilege it is to be a citizen in this country?
The Heritage Center is a special place. We tell the stories that many Medal of Honor recipients struggle to tell themselves. It makes them part of a team again.
You know, I spent 39 years in the military, and from day one I learned quickly that how well our troops were educated told me everything I need to know about how well they would do when the chips were down. And so education is at the core of our existence as humans. The more we can receive a positive education, which of course the Medal of Honor Heritage Center does marvelously, the better citizens we're all going to be. So I am deeply invested in the notion of improving our educational paradigms here in the Chattanooga area through the Medal of Honor Heritage Center.
One of my goals as the Director of Education is to make learning as experiential as possible. We offer a state-of-the-art facility that brings these stories to life and gives students more of a visual of what took place for different Medal of Honor recipients. Textbooks can only do so much, but through our immersive gallery, we can transport students from the trenches of World War I to the woods in France where Charles Coolidge exhibited courage and commitment.
When the children could see the parachute on the ceiling, you know, and the way you have the images floating across that, you know, it made them feel like they had gone far beyond Chattanooga, you know, like they had gotten to take a trip to places they probably will never see. We take for granted sometimes what children get to do in life, and so anytime we can take them somewhere, we are giving them an experience that you don't get inside the classroom, that you don't get inside of a book even. Those children loved everything they saw. They were excited, and I could tell they were excited because they all behaved really well. You know, they couldn't get it all, they couldn't get enough.
What we're doing is supplementing and enriching what's going on in the classroom. We launched our Teacher Fellowship program this year where teachers and content leads from the local school district came to the Heritage Center for an in-depth tour and to create lesson plans based on state standards. We know teachers aren't going to be able to cover all of their required content on top of character value education, but if there's a way we can weave these Medal of Honor stories and character values into lesson plans teachers can actually use while still covering our state standards, then it's a win-win for all of us, especially our younger generations.
There's no greater love of country, in my view, than the exploits of Medal of Honor recipients. These great American military men gave it all. They did things that we can't even dream of. If we can capture the essence of why they did what they did, and I believe we can through the Teacher Fellowship Program, if we can capture that for an instant, pass it on to the teachers, and if they can pass it on to the youngsters, then every one of those Medal of Honor recipients will have done their jobs twice. First on the battlefield, and then second in the streets of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and maybe all across the country.
Since coming to the Heritage Center earlier this year, I've worked to build on the foundation that was already laid, enhance and expand our educational programs to ensure teachers, students, and just everyday visitors learn something about how they can use these values in ways that apply in what they do every day. Whether it be through our Beyond the Pages event, which incorporates a puppet show for our youngest visitors, special events for our members, or reaching at-risk, underserved youth to inspire them with stories of Medal of Honor recipients and help them understand that they too can put these values into action by serving in some capacity, whatever it may be, in their communities to make a difference.
So as the director of End Zone, I work with 4th, 5th, and 6th grade boys who come from very difficult backgrounds. A lot of them have trauma, abuse in their history. They're coming in from, my dad left my mom yesterday and I'm never gonna see him again. We have to move next month and go to a new school. Oh, my dad's gonna be in prison for the next 10 years. That's the baggage they're coming in with. When you've got talented artists and designers that have set up the whole room, you've got a gifted teacher leading you around the room, you know, somebody kind of directing you and making it come alive. The biggest thing they got from that is learning how to process my emotions and to take a step back and make a right decision. And then that translates back into, you know what, I'm gonna be more respectful to my mom tonight. I'm gonna actually go and do my schoolwork tomorrow morning. I'm gonna go and actually set a goal for myself.
So if we can teach our youngsters the 6 Medal of Honor character traits in depth, not just flimsy words, but real things. And if they understand them, they can go and make their communities better.
This is how we plant the seeds, where we inspire the next generation to serve, whether it's in the classroom, the boardroom, or wherever they may be.
Inspiration can happen anywhere and at any time. This is how we inspire our children and our future leaders and help them strive to be the best they can be.
When people support the Heritage Center, it makes it possible for kids like me to come.